Hello, hello, and welcome back to ZenSummer. We're here on Topic Tuesday, and I don't know, I just kind of like the butterflies for a background today. We're going to talk today about clearing the clutter and what that means, and the many ways that we can do this. I know I said we would be talking about clearing the clutter on some simple Sundays, and we will. We'll talk about exercises you can do to clear the clutter, but this is going to be about what I mean when I say clear the clutter. You know, when I was trained as a health coach, I was taught about clearing the clutter in your cupboard, which, by the way, isn't a terrible idea because my cupboards sometimes accumulate things that I no longer need. How many times, let's just start with your cupboard. How many times do you have Tupperware you don't use anymore? Or, more likely, outdated cans of beans or corn or pasta, canned pasta, meaning canned pasta, or outdated boxes of pasta, outdated anything that's sitting in the back of your cupboard that you have forgotten is there and you're no longer using and don't need anymore. Time to clear that clutter. Clearing the clutter in your closet. Okay, this is where I'm a little guilty and I need to work on that this week. I have been slowly giving some of my older clothes that I don't really wear anymore or thought I would like but didn't actually like to my daughter, who is very appreciative of it. But I have a ton of clothes and I need to go through them, sort them, figure out what I do and don't wear, figure out what time of year it actually is and what I need out and don't need out, and stop having sweaters sitting on top of summer clothes that I am currently in, by the way, the dead of summer in the middle of Texas. I don't need a sweater right now. So, yeah, clear the closet clutter. Shoes. I am not a big shoe person, but I know some people are. Sometimes you have to go through those and figure out what shoes you aren't wearing anymore that you probably won't wear again. And if they're still any good, maybe donate them. And if they're not still any good, you know, that old pair of loafers that you got sitting in the back of the closet that's falling apart, but you love them so much you don't want to throw them away. Clear that clutter. Clearing the clutter on your bookshelf. Maybe you have some books that you read once and will never read again. You know, those romance stories or those westerns that you like, or something to that effect, the fantasy stories, whatever, that you only read one time and you probably won't read again. Donate them. Give them to someone who will enjoy them because you're probably not going to use them again. I'm not saying give away your copy of the Celestine Prophecy because you may read that several times. That's a lesson I should learn, not to give away the Celestine Prophecy all the time. Not saying give away your copy of the Empath's Survival Guide because you may read that one or two times. I am saying maybe get rid of, I don't really know any love story names, but I don't know, The Bride of Charles or whatever. I don't know what love stories are named. But the love story that you read once that you're probably not going to read again, maybe get rid of it. Maybe you have 14,000 cookbooks, but you only really use 10 of them. Maybe donate the other ones to some people who are trying to learn to cook or need to cook better, or to the library. There are still libraries. I don't think I'm so old yet that those are gone. I was very guilty of that for a long time. I'm a big book hoarder. I'm not anymore because I don't have space for it, but clear that clutter. Clear the clutter on your desk. I would show you my husband's desk, but it would frighten you because I'm actually using his desk when I sit down to do this, and his desk is frightening. So maybe clear the clutter on the desk. Maybe you don't need every flashlight in the house sitting in one spot. Maybe you don't need all those cords that could be in a cupboard somewhere sitting on the top of the desk. Maybe you don't need, I don't know, the Q-tips that could be in a cupboard or in the bathroom or somewhere not on your desk. Maybe he does because he's an artist and maybe he uses the Q-tips for something I'm unaware of, but maybe you don't. At work, your desk. Oh, I'm so guilty of this. Clear some of the clutter. You don't need every single paper that's on your desk. Some of it could be filed. Some of it could be filed in the circular file. Some of it maybe needs to be in a pile of, this is the stuff I need to do today, and this is the stuff you need to do tomorrow, and then there could be a file in your desk for the stuff you need to do in a couple of days that isn't quite so important to do today or tomorrow. So your desk doesn't look a mess. Clearing the clutter, as we talked about on Metaphysical Monday. Clear the clutter in your brain. Take a minute or 2 or 5 during the day to take a deep breath. Clear the stress from your body. Allow your mind just a moment of peace and quiet to clear the clutter, and then be able to work more focused. As I did this week, clear the clutter from your social media. I had over 800 friends. Pretty sure I didn't need all those, and I'm guaranteeing, because I went through them, I didn't know all those. I am usually that person that doesn't add people I don't know, but there have, because of some circumstances in the last year, been a few people who've gotten onto my friends list. Quite a few people, actually, that I didn't really know, and I didn't get to know. See, it's fine if they made it on there that I didn't know them that well. The problem is, we didn't actually get to know each other either. I wasn't talking to them, we weren't interacting, they weren't answering on my posts, I wasn't answering on their posts, and really, I don't really need all of those people that I don't know who they are on my friends list. And there were a few who, I'm really bad at unfriending people, even though I know sometimes they're toxic, and so there were a few toxic people that had stayed on my friends list for years past their due date. Their expiration date had definitely come and gone. It was time to clear that clutter. And I did. And I felt better about it. I think I cleared up about 150 people. And it was not as sad as I thought it would be, actually. I really worry about I have a hard time letting go of people, and it didn't really faze me as much as I thought it would. I felt better about it because now I know that the ones I have on my friends list are people that I interact with. They're people that I want in my life. They're people that have my heart, have a piece of my heart. And so clearing the clutter on the social media felt pretty good. Clear the clutter. We have so much extraneous stuff in our lives. Here we are, we're trying to get to our personal Zen summers, and we're keeping all this stuff that keeps us in this place of stress and anxiety and worry and fear because it's familiar. And in a way, even though it causes all those negative things, it's still comfortable because it's familiar. No, you're not going to find your Zen summer while you still have all that clutter clogging it up, clogging up the highway, clogging up the path to get there. Time to let go of some of it. Clear the clutter. Are you a hoarder? I'm not. I do have a lot of stuff, but I'm not really a hoarder. I just don't like to let go of certain things. But I've had friends who were severe hoarders. Like, they let go of nothing. I don't even care if it should have been in the garbage because it had been spit on, chewed up, it had gum stuck to it, I don't know. No, they don't throw it away. That's some serious clutter. And as long as that, because it feels comfortable and familiar and safe, as long as that's there, they don't have to move forward into the unfamiliar. But if you're looking for your Zen summer, and I'm assuming if you're following me for some reason, you are looking for that Zen summer, you can't get there while you're staying in the comfortable and familiar that hasn't gotten you there before. You will have to make changes in order to see the change you want. So, clear the clutter. That's what clearing the clutter is about. It's not about, it's a mess, clean it up. I never would have found Zen Summer if that was the case, because I am a hot mess. My house is usually a hot mess. Thankfully, my daughter's staying with us right now, and she likes to clear clutter. Lots of it all the time. It keeps her happy and busy. I'm not so much like that. But I have noticed that since she's been here and things have been so much cleaner and put away and so lovely, that I have felt more alive, more calm, more at peace. I felt less depressed. Your environment has a lot to do with your mood. So what is your current environment? Are you all neat and tidy in your house, but your social media is all cluttered? Are you a terrible mess in your house, but you have like 5 friends on your social media? That may not be a bad thing, by the way. Are you a mess everywhere? Does everything? So now it's really overwhelming. Oh, Lord, we'll talk about the overwhelm at some point too, because I am the queen of overwhelm. I get overwhelmed so easily. And when I get overwhelmed, I shut down. I don't want to do any of it. So are you overwhelmed? Is your house cluttered? Is your are your cupboards cluttered? Is your social media cluttered? Is your desk cluttered? Is your work area cluttered? All of it. So you don't even know where to begin. Pick one. And we're going to talk about that on Simple Sunday. Maybe not this week, but at some point we will be talking about clearing clutter a piece at a time. And maybe you start with what we're going to talk about this week, which will be the breathing techniques to help clear some of the stress and anxiety and clear the clutter of the brain. And when the clutter of the brain clears, then you can start to make a plan. Clutter makes it harder to move forward. It makes it easier to feel safe and secure. But are we looking for safe and secure, or are we looking for peace of mind? You can have both, but sometimes you have to let go of one to get to the other, and then you can have it all. If you're just trying to stay safe and secure, and you're not willing to make any changes or don't want to, or if it causes you so much fear that it's impossible, then you're probably not going to find your ZenSummer immediately until you're ready to make some changes. And change takes you out of safety. It doesn't really, but it makes you feel like you've come out of safety. Change really is just as safe. You lose your security blanket. You lose your binky, your whoopee. I can't find something to grab onto to make that point, but you'll lose that pacifier. And yes, we as adults, we have pacifiers. Those pacifiers are the clutter. Those pacifiers are the craziness in our brain. I know that sounds crazy, but it is because it feels so familiar. So we're going to start talking about little steps you can take to start clearing the clutter. This Simple Sunday, we're going to talk about breathing techniques and maybe taking a 1-minute break, a 1-minute meditation to clear the clutter of the brain. While we're on the topic of clearing the clutter though, what can you do this week? What is so cluttered in your life right now that it would help you to start clearing that clutter? Is it your closet? Do you need to donate 5 of your shirts? I'm not saying donate half your stuff. Are there 5 shirts or a pair of pants that doesn't fit you anymore that you've been hanging on to? Is there a pair of shoes you'll probably never wear again that is so tattered and torn it really needs replacing that you could throw in the garbage? Is clearing the clutter maybe going to be more like cleaning up your desk space so that it feels more comfortable, an area that you can work in without seeing all that clutter? Is clearing the clutter going to be cleaning up your friends list on social media? I want to say that's a simple thing, but it's not really. It's very hard to do it. It's one of those things where you actually have to stop and think, okay, first of all, do I know this person? Do I interact with this person? Do they give something to my life, and as well as me benefiting theirs, or am I benefiting theirs? Are they someone that I want in my close inner circle? Are they someone who has a piece of my heart for some reason who I want to keep updated? And if you're using your social media for business, make a page and clean up your social media. Make a page, make a group, Make something where your business people can interact with you, or make a second page for business or for personal. Don't combine that. You need that personal space, and you need to clean that personal space if it is not currently personal. So what can you do this week that will help you feel like freedom? I think that's why I chose the butterflies, because it feels like freedom. Butterflies have to go through a rapid transformation, a massive transformation, but then they're free. So what can you do this week to release a little of your inner butterfly? Let me know in the comments what you decide to do to start clearing the clutter. And don't miss Simple Sunday, when we're going to talk about a simple 1-minute meditation and some breathing techniques to release some of the stress. See you soon.